You know, it's funny. When you go back and look at things that happened a while ago, a lot of times they really don't stand up, do they? Greetings, Dave here. DCB Facts. Before I start this, I had probably the stupidest customer service interaction in a long time. I'm with Rogers up here in Canada, so in my office they give me internet, TV, and phone. They came by 2 weeks ago saying, we're going to be doing some upgrades in the area. We'll be down for a little bit. I was down for 2 weeks. Luckily, my neighbors across the hall, they said, you can hop on our Wi-Fi, because I've done that for them. They've had their upgrades done recently, and I put them on mine. They used it for a day. So I've been using off and on for almost 2 weeks. Well, every day I call, it's not working. It's not working. Oh, we'll give you a $10 credit. We'll give you a credit. Not working. Finally, I said, it's been 2 weeks. What is... A technician's on its way, sir. Guy came in, checked my stuff. You have no signal. He went down to the server room in the building where it is. He went up the ladder immediately. Oh, there it is. Apparently, in my building, there are so many Rogers users, they upgraded the wiring harness so that they could put more in. They connected everybody but me. I had no phone, no internet, no TV for 2 weeks. Of course, I got a credit for that, but idiotic. Anyway, so since I didn't have any ability to call anyone or take any phone calls or really do a whole lot, I got service work done, but I couldn't do a lot of other things. So I was reading up on some old books. I've mentioned before, I've been reading the Superman Post-Crisis Chronology. This is, what is this? This is number 401 out of 460. So this is from the end of Infinite Crisis. So this is when John Byrne redid Superman and, sort of changed his powers around a little bit. Did all that. Final Crisis came out in the 2000s. Grant Morrison, which everyone goes on and on about Grant Morrison. He does these high, lofty ideals, but Final Crisis was a whole thing about the new gods are dead, and their spirits go into other people's bodies. It was 7 issues, tons of add-ons to it. I read this when it came out because it was, the next thing, and I was like, every week it's like, when you read this all at once, it's garbage. It's hot garbage. And if you love Grant Morrison, more power to you. I have some of the stuff I do enjoy. He did run Animal Man, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, and it was interesting. But this is garbage because who cares about the new gods? It just was a dumpster fire the whole way. I'm at the point now where I've got another 60 of these compilations to go through until I'm done, until we get to New 52. And in looking at this now, I can see why the thought was do the New 52. Because... So at this point, the end of Final Crisis, they've stopped Darkseid, and all these things, and Batman is dead for now. We'll have the Battle for the Cowl coming up soon, and that's all going to happen. But even someone like myself who's well-versed in the New Gods lore, you've got Metron and Orion and Light Ray and Highfather and all these other... You can't make me care about this. Like the anti-life equation. Yes, Darkseid's been after it for 30 years. It just... So as I said in the opener, sometimes you go back at things and I go, Certain parts of this, the Superman Post-Crisis Chronology, have been okay. The Death was pretty good. Birthright, that is coming up soon, but I've read Birthright recently and it's okay. Some of the other tweaks they've done to his origin are okay. The electric part was okay, and then we went electric red, electric blue. Okay. Now apparently with Lazarus Planet we're going so that John becomes Electric Superman. So I think at this point DC's lost their mind. They don't know what they're doing, especially too when it looks like floppies, comic books, like not iPads, comic books are going up to $5. Like if I hadn't stopped collecting comics back in 2011 when the New 52 came out, I wouldn't be doing it now. $5 for 22 pages, Funny, I actually have a poster in my office that they were giving out back in 2000 and something when they were starting to do New 52. Holding the line at $2.99 or $5. Like, yeah. Anyway, so that's my take on that. And hey, if you're a big fan of Final Crisis and all the stuff that came down of it, hey, more power to you. I'm just saying, for me, especially reading it compressed, next. It got to the point where this was a 260-page compendium, or I guess a graphic novel of the stuff pulled together. Flip. You know, it has time to read it, but yeah, just next. Let's go. Next. Let's get on to the next thing. So I guess the writing is on the wall for DC back then. And the New 52 was an abject failure. Rebirth was supposed to reset it, and it didn't. Now a lot of stuff started to creep back in again. Like, the New 52 didn't happen. Just don't worry about that. We reset that a couple times. Anyway. So that's my take on that. And this is coming from someone who's been collecting comics since they were 7 or 8 years old. So at this point, what am I at? 47, 48 years? I'd much rather read the old stuff. Like, I'll tell you something. Here's something that's next in line for me that I can't wait to get started on. That was comics in the 80s. Perez and Wolfman, Teen Titans, amazing. So that's probably, maybe I'll cut Superman off and I'll go through my 14 volumes of the Teen Titans. So that is just a quick little update on things for me today. And yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day. We'll talk to you all.